Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back, Lelanders, to a new episode, Clone Evolution. Now, a little off my game today. It's been a rough day, so you can tell, look a little bit pale, even more than usual. No, I had a rough go with food poisoning again tonight. Should have guessed that was going to happen again soon. No, I won't get too much into the food poisoning story right now. Some people might be tuning in for the Matrix movie review, so I'll get to that as soon as we just check a couple things in the game quick. I can't even look to see who won the Hunger Games. Dear God, it was neck and neck, one win each for Kirakoma and Collator the last time I checked. So let's see what we're in for. I think I bet on Kirakoma because we bet on Collator last time and he let us down, I think 2 times in a row. So, who knows? This is probably the time Collator won. Let's go check. And then we'll get to the Matrix movie review. Oh my son of a whore. He fucking lost. God damn it, man. That really pisses me off, like severely. Son of a bitch. Yeah, congratulations to Collator. I had a feeling it was going to go that way because my luck in the Hunger Games, if anyone's wondering, just pick who I don't bet on. Because I almost lose every single fucking time. Especially when it comes down to the last battle, so... Yeah, congratulations, Collator. Don't want to be such a sore loser. Kirakoma, I'm sure you did your best. But what a fucking shit show. Alright, let's delete this. No, really, we got our Canadian election tomorrow, and that's going to be even a worse shit show, so... I really shouldn't be too upset about losing in this. Hey, Augusto, how's it going, mate? No, you wouldn't believe what I watched on YouTube today, is I watched the new Matrix movie trailer, and I heard a lot of shitty reviews about it, so I was like, you know what, I bet you any money I'm gonna love it. And lo and behold, I watched it, and I fucking loved the trailer. And to be honest, I was very skeptical that I would like it. Oh yes, we got a new hero. Because I heard all of the propaganda and like, what is it? The gender changing going on by the directors, and I know a lot of people aren't very popular with that idea of changing gender, so I was a little skeptical that maybe too much politics would get involved in it and I wouldn't like it, but just from what I watched in the trailer, I didn't see any real evidence of politics going on, and I just loved the trailer, so I was like, thank God, at least I got something really good to look forward to, besides more Clone Evolution. No, thanks Miss Lego for sending the flowers. Let's get more sent out. Did anyone else lose betting on Kirakoma? I think everyone else bet on Collator. I should have, but for me, I just couldn't do it anymore. I was like, man, I bet on Collator the last 2-3 times and he lost every fucking time. So I'm like, dear God, I'm just going to pick on the person who keeps beating him every time. What do you know? They fucking lost. Oh well. You can't win it all in life, and if I had to pick whether or not I got my health back or winning in the Hunger Games, I think I would pick my health back instead. Alright, so we got 10 red scrolls. Fucking sweet. So we'll be able to do some red scroll burning tonight. Bunch of brown scroll burning. I don't think there's really any point for us doing it because any of the rewards we get are just going to be shit. Let's go check the rewards. See how shit show they are. Yeah, like really, if I get these rewards... Well, maybe we can get our hands on the Vibram tokens. That's actually not that bad of a reward. So that's what we'll aim for. We're definitely not getting our hands on Theodora, unless we had some sort of miracle. So yeah, thanks for the like, and I know a lot of people have been checking out my channel in the past few days for that wild episode we did with the politician that ran against Arnold Schwarzenegger. And holy shit, man, that was one hell of a show. Just like to apologize that I was so tired for that show. I really didn't sleep more than an hour or two for that whole night before the interview, because I had horrible nightmares, but... I did the best I could, and I think it turned out reasonable. It's getting more likes and views than a lot of my other videos have in months, so really appreciate the guests for coming on, talking about a really difficult subject. I know I just demonetized the whole episode because I was like, shit man, this episode's breaking like a lot of the rules for YouTube. Well, not necessarily breaking, but at least bending them. So I was like, shit man, I'm going to keep up my part of the bargain with YouTube, and if stuff I don't really think is suitable for advertisers is on there, I'm not going to try to slip it in. Even though it kind of shoots myself in the foot, because I really could use the extra money getting such few hours at work, but hey, I got to stand by my morals sometimes. Now, I was just thinking about it today, actually. How Jesus always talked about that he didn't really like the money changers getting involved in everything. It does, money tends to corrupt anything, religion or music or politics. So, yeah. Fuck, man, we're so close. If we didn't lose in the Hunger Games, we would have Genie. Fucking hell. Alright, so we'll have to just wait till the next Hunger Games. Well, it shouldn't be too long. I jinxed it. Alright, so what else do we got going? Oh yeah, while everyone was gone, I did some more work evolving heroes. Let's see who I made. I didn't make anyone that special. Let's check it out. I made a horrible, horrible mistake again, too. If anyone wants to see a good mistake or two. I made an extra rock god, because I thought we needed to make rock god, and then I checked. Not only do we not need to make rock god, but I think I needed the purple fragments of him for other heroes. So that was a huge mistake, making double rock gods. I don't know what the fuck I was thinking there. For some reason I thought rock god was part of an evolution to make a really good hero, and then I went and checked the Darwin lab after, and I found out not only is he not good for making a good hero, he's not used for anyone. So a fucking total waste. But anyways, one good one I made was Fat Chili. We're gonna need him soon. I made an extra Robin. That was about it. But it did clear up quite a bit in our room in our inventory. And yeah, so our inventory's got at least a little bit more room now. Jesus, man. I really fucked up making that rock god. That was so stupid. The only thing I was thinking, if anyone went back in the archive, maybe I used one of the Son of the Black Holes for a different evolution and forgot. That's the only thing I can think of. I'm really puzzled as why I don't have 3 Son of the Black Holes. I was counting the whole time that we already had 2. So that when we won the 3rd one, I was jumping up and down for joy. Only to find out that for some reason we didn't have 2 and I just counted wrong. Or I fucked up and forgot. Forgetting is probably the more likely explanation. But if anyone can jump back in the archive and check, like, did I actually have 2 Son of the Black Holes? Because I must have went through the inventory a few times throughout the show. Oh well. Yeah, it's never really a good episode unless I fuck something up royally. Never a complete episode. So I hope everyone had a good weekend. Yeah, if anyone's wondering what I liked about the Matrix trailer, when I heard that they were coming out with another Matrix movie, I was very skeptical that anyone even remembers the first Matrix movie. Because for God's sakes, people don't even remember the September 11th attacks. So I was like, for fuck's sakes, man, there's no way. Like, hardly anyone remembers the Matrix. Like, obviously older generations would, but they've gotten replaced with new generations that have no idea about it. So I was like, how the hell are they going to make a Matrix movie and make it have any sense to people that are watching the series for the first time? Because that's really the challenge when you make a TV show as well, right? Like, if you make a TV show and you're making it continued, if someone just jumps into the series for the first time, like halfway through, the writers have a real challenge to try to write the episodes that people that just join the show can actually enjoy it, plus the people that know all the history can also enjoy it. So I was like, that was going to be the real challenge with the Matrix movie, is how could they make it please both audiences, ones that have never seen it before and ones that have already. And I think they did a good job of it. Like, I was like watching the trailer and it looks like it's like a remake of the first movie, except like Neo sort of like in a Groundhog Day experience, where it's like everything that happened in the first movie is happening again, but he's got a new perspective on it because he's already experienced it all before. So I was kind of blown away at that whole idea. Like, that strikes me as like really good writing. So I know people might want to bash the person who changed their gender, who's the director or writer and all that, but I don't really think that played too big of a role in it. And even if it did, so be it, because man, it's like, it looks like a good movie. I've never seen a movie trailer in like 2 decades. It was like, hey, I want to go see a movie in the theater. That's the first time I've seen a trailer. I was like, holy fuck, man, I really want to see that in the theater. Which is ironic because tomorrow it is officially illegal for me to see movies in the theater. I often wondered that too. When we elected Justin Trudeau, the socialist communist dictator, would when he legalized weed, I was like, wow, weed legalization was like one of the only laws that I ever really break regularly or bend, because I had some medical issues to begin with, but one of my doctors said I could use it, but officially there was like no actual legal representation for medical uses at that point. So I was always breaking the law to a certain degree, bending. So when Justin Trudeau came and he decided to legalize weed, that was like the only reason I voted for him. Like really, I didn't give a shit about any of the other policies. The one policy that was drastically affecting my life was weed legalization. So to be fair, like I probably should have voted on other issues as well, but that was really the only thing that steered. Let's fight Fat Chili. That was the only thing that actually led my decision to vote for him. And I kind of thought in the back of my mind, it's like, you know, when you fix something, two things usually break. That's how like the world is programmed. Not to say that it's a simulation like the Matrix, but no, usually when you fix one thing, two things break. So I was like, man, if I fix the only thing that I'm breaking the law for, are two laws going to appear that I'll just be breaking that I never was before? And now it's more like hundreds of laws. So yeah, he gave us weed legalization, so I became a complete law-abiding citizen. But then he created all these new laws where everything that I used to enjoy is now illegal. Like I can't ride the bus, can't shop, can't go into malls, can't even like go to a movie theater, right? So now pretty much when I got law-abiding, I'm looking at like just living normal life has made me a complete criminal again. So I should have guessed that would happen, but oh well. And everyone who voted for Justin, I'm pretty sure, did the same thing. Everyone just wanted weed legalized. We were sick of fighting the conservatives over it, so we're like, fuck it, man. Goddamn stupid conservatives. If they can't legalize a plant, get your fucking ass out of office and we'll replace you with someone who has some common sense to fucking legalize plants. So yeah, that's why I'll never vote for conservative again. Those guys are idiots, man. They literally let the whole country go down the fucking toilet because they couldn't legalize a plant. That's like the old saying, if you're bendable, you won't break. But if you're too rigid and something bad happens, you just snap, right? And then it's all over. So that's what I didn't like about the conservatives. They could never bend. And since they couldn't bend, they broke. So I don't know, I have a feeling the conservatives might win again tomorrow, but I don't want to talk about too much politics. I really don't give two shits about it. Whatever happens, happens. Alright, so yeah, what was it? I did that big recording on, was it Friday night or something? I was so hungover on Saturday, I couldn't drink any booze, and I just felt like shit the whole day. And then today, I got some of like the hangover out of my system, but I was still drained. Like man, I must have slept like 8 hours at night, woke up, stayed awake for 3 hours. I was going to do a stream and then I just got so tired again. So I went to sleep and I slept for like 3 hours again. And then I woke up for my 3-hour nap, stayed awake for like 2 hours, and then I was fucking drained again. And I slept for like 4 hours. So I basically slept the whole day today. Almost didn't do anything else. What a disaster. And I really had so many projects I wanted to get done. Now it's kind of like Sober October or Sober September, or what are we in, August? Yeah, September. Kind of helped me get rid of the weed, but now I'm dealing with the booze issues. So really, we've got to put the foot down for Sober October and cut booze right out of my diet as well. But until then, we'll have one more beer. No, today at least when I got up for my third nap or whatever it was, I fucking just hit the gym and just worked out like crazy because I was like, man, I'm not going to waste the whole day doing nothing. So yeah, I got my arm reps in, got my chest workout in, and shoulders, and I even did abs today. First time I've done abs in, I think, about 6 months. So yeah, I literally did 400 sit-ups every day for 2 years, got rock solid abs, and then put on like fucking 30 pounds of fat so I couldn't see my results. It was such a piss off. I'm like, fuck man, I did all that work to get abs, only to ruin it by getting fat in during the lockdowns. So luckily, as I've been losing weight, I can tell I still have abs, but they're only about half the size from that 2-year binge of doing sit-ups. But it's nice to know I didn't lose them all. So yeah, when I went to do my sit-up routine, I could only do 50, which sucks, because normally I like to do sets of 100. So I'm at about half, but that's not too bad. I was worried that I'd only be able to do 20 or 30, so being able to do 50 was still pretty good. Alright, so cheers to getting my workout routine back on order. Hope everyone else has good luck getting back in shape after the lockdown. I know it's only a matter of time. Well, tomorrow's election will determine how many more lockdowns we get. When Canadians go to the polls tomorrow, I've already voted. I voted by mail. And I tested the government to see how big of a scam they're doing this election because they added voting by mail. So what I did is I applied for voting by mail and gave them a false, well not false ID, but invalid ID. Like all my IDs expired. So I had no real ID. So I just sent in my expired ID that doesn't count as ID to see if they would allow me to vote with it, and they did. So I don't know, people argued about in the States whether or not the mail-in votes or whatever were rigged. Definitely appears that way in Canada. You don't even need proper ID and you can just vote. So, not to say the whole election is rigged, but there's definitely a lot of shit show going on. Oh yeah, and then the election, what we get to choose between, if anyone's seen our Canadian politics, it's kind of funny. We've got, 5 left-wing parties that are all pro-carbon tax, all pro-lockdowns, all forced these. So it's like 5 of those options, and one option is against it. It's like they're pro-human rights, they're pro-freedom of speech, they're pro-choice. It's like, but that freedom and choice party is just getting shit on by the media. And why? Just because like in Nazi Germany, how the Nazis pumped all their money, or not all, but big chunks of it into the media to pay them all off to say whatever they want. That's exactly what's happened in Canada. So it's kind of a shit show there. So really the odds of us not getting more lockdowns is almost zero. I would say that we have maybe like a 0.08% chance of ending the lockdowns and actually electing a freedom party. Well, we'll see what happens. I shouldn't be too down in the dumps about it. Maybe a miracle will happen. No, and I'm looking at it too, is if we do get the party that's like pro-human rights and pro-freedom and all that, there's going to be some horrible catch to it as well. So even if we don't get it, I'll probably be happy either way. I don't really give a shit about politicians, to be honest. Alright, so yeah, if anyone's wondering what the big deal in Canada... Oh yeah, and then the other big deal I seen, some friends of mine were traveling in Spain, and there's been a huge volcano eruption in Spain. Thousands of people being evacuated, so shout out to Augusto or anyone who's around the Spain area. I think he said he's from Portugal, I can't remember. I know Portugal and Spain aren't the same, but I think they're relatively... Do they share a border? I think they do. I should know, I spend like 90% of my days looking at maps. For the past 4 years, I'm still grasping general geography. Hey, I'm slow, but I'm learning eventually, right? Like, who was that other viewer who was encouraging me? She's like, yeah, don't give up on your memory. Just keep trying and trying. Maybe you'll have some luck. So yeah, she was able to memorize, what was it, 5 or 6 languages. I'm still working on one. But better late than never. Now, if anyone's wondering what other stuff I worked on today, I worked on some of the different projects I've been getting going. I know a lot of the lady viewers, even the adult ones. Now, I'm trying not to encourage anyone to check this out who's not an adult, but it's like, yeah, I am checking out the different websites and what kind of streaming options they have. And it's weird, man. If you stream on like the R-rated websites, like forget what they're called. I probably can't even say their names. They get like way more traffic for viewers. Like I just like tried creating an account and said I was gonna do a stream to see how many people would jump in the room to watch it. I was getting like 10 people jumped in and I didn't even hit start yet to show the video, which probably would have kicked everyone out right away. They would have, oh god. But who knows, like, you know how different platforms, they try to expand their reach by going out into different venues. Like, look at the church. What they did is they added music in because they realized people like music, so they'd be more likely to go to church. So we are kind of living in a perverted age. So I figure, hey, if I stream on like X-rated platforms, there'll be shitloads more viewers. And I tried, and oh yeah, there is shitloads more. It's like, so I could take probably even my most boring show topics and stream them with a X-rated channel and get shitloads of viewers. So, not to say that I am going to do that, but we'll see what happens. The weird thing I noticed is they noticed like these X-rated platforms that streamers have nothing to do other than like gross sex stuff. So it's like they started to offer more options of what they can do while they're streaming. So it's like you could like be topless and play video games. You know how like a lot of different like websites are against that. Like Twitch is like, no way, girls can't show even cleavage or hot tubs while they play games. Well, these X-rated channels are actually starting to allow streamers to stream video games and wear whatever the fuck they want, right? So they can wear bikinis, they can go topless. So I think that really is going to be the future of like adult entertainment, is we're going to branch out not just to like streaming people doing weird stuff with other things I can't mention, but they might actually just stream topless playing video games and stuff. And I'm not so against that either. Like, I know a lot of people are freaked out about sexuality these days, but I think in some cases it's not that gross. Let's hope. All law-abiding, of course. Hey, Sugoma, how's it going? Hey, it's Kim Jong Midway. No, thanks for tuning in. I was just wondering what's been happening. I seen that, who is it? Manny Pacquiao. He's planning on running for president in the Philippines. So I was like, holy shit, that'd be sick if he won. I really haven't seen Pacquiao much outside of the boxing ring, but I heard he's a good guy. And he was a really good fighter. He almost beat Mayweather with one arm, for fuck's sake. Yeah, so I was thinking about the Philippines, hoping everything's going good there. No, I think the world events are getting pretty wild these days. Like those earthquakes have been picking up in a few of the rough areas. Yeah, Manny Pacquiao, the boxer guy. No, when I was a kid, my dad raised me on boxing. So it's like I just watch boxing, like Friday night fights, since I was like born. So when it comes to older fighters that are like pushing retirement, I pretty much watched like every single fight of their whole careers. That's what I was thinking. Maybe in the future I'm going to expand to doing like a fight commentary channel, because I notice a lot of people like my fight commentary and it is very controversial. So maybe I'll start with Bellator, because I noticed Bellator, excuse me, sorry, it's the beer's fault, I had nothing to do with it. No, Bellator gives away free fights on YouTube, like the entire fight card. So if I stream it like a commentary, I won't actually show the fights, but anyone could tune in and watch it on YouTube for free. So that's like a huge potential audience. Not to mention, when I watched Bellator, almost all the viewers were from Canada. So that was kind of weird, but yeah, so I think I might expand to doing like wilder shows on the XXX networks, and even start doing some fight play-by-play. I don't know, some of the fights these days have been so brutal though, so I don't know, it might be pretty good. Yeah, so Kim Jong, how's your team developing? Have you still been playing Clone Evolution, or did you take a big break from it? I know for me, I took a break from almost all the video games I was playing all summer except for Clone Evolution. So all the viewers of my other video game shows are really pissed, like, where the hell are you? Did you quit playing video games? I'm like, no, I just had to enjoy summer, so I had to really just cut out all the virtual stuff and get back more into real life shit. Yeah, I was going to ask Kim Jong Midway too, did he see the new trailer for The Matrix? Has he even heard of the Matrix movies before? I know he's a bit of a younger viewer. And are you tempted at all to watch it? Because I don't know, like, for me, that trailer is like, damn, the best movie trailer I've probably seen in 20 years. I can't believe how many people are like, oh, we hate it, we hate it. It's like, well, fuck you then. I don't give a shit if you hate it. I love it. For once, I'm not the hater. I love it. Alright, so let's do a little bit of skipping action, because I want to get going here. There's so much big action on the show tonight. Let's try to get more of it. We got a lot of heroes to make. Maybe with Kim Jong's luck here. Oh, it's just him watching. Well, we got 2 viewers in today. I think Pasco's watching as well, or Augusto, but he's got away from keyboard, so I know a lot of my viewers have been telling me that they watch the show while they're at work, so they often will just say hi quick and then have to get back to work. Multitasking, right? That was like me and my friends were debating about what's causing everyone's attention span to disappear. And he was saying that attention spans haven't disappeared, and it's just everyone exaggerating how bad like ADHD is. But then I started to think about it, like China, man, they realized that it's a problem to the point where they're actually starting to ban how much time people can play video games for. Like maybe some people are saying they're just banning online gameplay, but I'm pretty sure they're cutting back on all gameplay in general. And I think it's the attention span. Like my buddy was saying, oh no, it can't be the media, because I used to watch TV all the time. I used to play video games all the time. Or I used to listen to music all the time, or TV, music, movies, everything. And then I was trying to tell him, man, but back in our generation, we were kids, we all had to share one screen. Like your entire house was sharing just one screen. So if someone wanted to watch TV, you have to be like, okay, give them their time to watch TV and wait until someone was done watching TV, then you could watch it. Or say you wanted to play a video game. That video game was on the same screen that everyone was watching TV on. So you had to share it. So that's what I was thinking, that's the big difference in today's generation, why our attention is like just vanishing, is because we got like 20 screens. Like I'm literally looking at 4 screens right now. Even if I hold up my cell phone, there's 5 screens. If I look at the TV over there, that's 6 screens. So that's where I was thinking the attention span thing is coming up. Kids or people in general these days have way less attention because we're multitasking so much. Back in the olden days, like my generation, we didn't have to we didn't multitask. It was just one task at a time. You could either watch TV, or you could listen to music, or you could play video games. Doing all of it at the same time just wasn't really an option. All right, let's try a few of these, see if we can finish this. We'll finish it quick. Not to saying that having no attention span isn't worth it, because I think about all the stuff I can do at the same time, and it's so awesome. I'm like, yeah, I can work on a project, I can watch TV, I can stream or whatever, but at the same time, you're killing your attention. Like if I really sit down and try to just do one thing, it's hard, because I'm like, oh man, this one thing seems so boring. What other games do I play? I usually just play Entropia in this, but I used to be a really big Street Fighter player. Used to be big into Mortal Kombat. Used to be big into Bomberman. Used to be big into Tetris. Used to be big into the Risk. The Risk franchise is a very good one. Oh, I used to be really big into tactic games. Like, you know, like Ogre Battle Tactics, Final Fantasy Tactics, anything that looks like a chessboard and you're moving people around. Games that make you think. Those are usually the games that I love. And the main reason I've steered clear of all those games recently is that the older I got, I just didn't have enough time anymore. Because like when you're a teenager, it feels like you get all day and you're so bored, you have nothing you can do. Then you reach your 20s and then you're still bored, but not as much as you used to be. And then 30s, it's like, dear God, everyone's like got their whole lives with jobs and trying to get money saved, buy houses, start a family, all that shit. So then your time just gets shorter and shorter and shorter, to the point where it's like, I used to be a gamer where I played like 14 hours a day. Now I'm down to like an hour a day. Fuck, I miss gaming 14 hours a day. That was the good old days. No, but I figure in the future, like once I become really old, like 60s and 70s, or maybe even 80s, say I got like crippled with my back getting so bad that I can't even move, that's when I would switch back to like going full-time video gaming again. I know one of my mentors, or my oldest mentor, Beamer, before he died, he was in his mid-90s and he still played video games for like 10 hours a day. So that's really my goal in life, is to become that 90-year-old guy that's just killing it in video games. But until that point, I gotta try to enjoy a balance of real life before I get stuck crippled. I know, it's kind of sad to think. I know, I kind of felt bad when my niece and nephew came over, because they're so young, like they're under 5 years old. And they were asking me like about my uncle, and seeing how that like he's crippled and he can't move his body, and he's pretty much almost at the vegetative state. It's kind of a mean thing to say to them, but I was like, you know what? It's like, kids, when you're growing up, remember that. It's like you're only a matter of time away before your whole body gives out on you. So you got to try to remember to enjoy everything while you still can. Don't get carried away just wasting all your time, because man, that time is so limited. You'd be surprised how quick it comes up, or all of a sudden you can't even move. Now, it's kind of a depressing way to look at life, but it's a realistic way, right? That's the one thing I hate it when I hear young people, they're at a job and they're like, oh, I'm just killing time. It's like, dear God, you know, you're just killing time in the most precious years of your life. That's what really gets me about the lockdowns. Taking away like years of people's prime time life, it just doesn't seem right. They should have the option whether or not they want to risk it. I know it's dangerous. We haven't heard back from Kaminsky in quite a while. I hope he's doing well. I know he messaged to say that he was in bad shape with COVID, or I shouldn't even say King virus. So hopefully he's recovered, or if he's in the hospital watching this, man, we're praying for you to get better, man. No, I worry about my viewers too, because I know a lot of people that play video games kind of get heavier set, like overweight. Not to say that Kaminsky's overweight, but I worry that, yeah, anyone who's in an overweight situation, I would be taking this if I was obese. I was borderline obesity. That's why I was like, hey man, if I don't get my act together and get back into shape, I better go get this. So I went and got in shape instead and got a bottle of the stuff we're not allowed to talk about. Where is it? No, I do have some of this stuff, just in case. Straight from China. No, it was very cheap. What is it? I got it from a pharmaceutical place. It's actually just for my animals, if any authorities are wondering. If my animals happen to get sick with the virus, I'll be giving them ivermectin. I don't have any animals, but if I did. No, not to say that that actually works. I know it's against the regulations for the World Health Organization, so that definitely does not work. Just because it cured Joe Rogan in 2 days doesn't mean it will for you. No, and then to be fair, Joe Rogan actually took the same medical procedures that Trump did, where they got some prescription for super antibiotics, which I didn't even know super antibiotics existed, so who knows? Probably had nothing to do with those pills, and it was just the super antibiotics. Oh, yeah, I think I heard about her. The Japanese grandmother was in her 90s that played video games, and she passed away also. Yeah, it's very sad. No, that's what I'll do with my viewers. Don't worry, I'm going to get back into more mainstream gaming soon. I'll probably play some PS4 games. So if anyone wants to add me on the PlayStation Network, I'll have to figure out my PlayStation name. I think it's Leland KW. Like just LELAND/KW. I haven't logged on to the PlayStation Network in like 6 months or even longer, so if you're wondering why you can't reach me, it's because I haven't logged in ages. And my TV's shot right now. I just ordered some new LEDs from China, and they're supposed to arrive in November. So maybe around November I'll be able to do some gaming again. I could play it on my tiny TV, but excuse me. I find with gaming on TVs, the bigger the TV actually makes it better, so sometimes bigger is better. That's what she said. Just kidding. No, so I'm praying for Kaminsky if he's listening from a hospital bed and can't respond. Hopefully it's not another situation where it's a prank. Because I know someone already did play a prank where they said they died and they never really did. Which was a pretty easy prank to see through, because I was checking their accounts on Clone Evolution, they never stopped playing. So I was like, if they haven't stopped playing the game, they might still be alive. No, but just in case they really did die, that's why I was telling the viewers that one of our viewers had died. But I didn't want to like say that they're still alive, meanwhile they actually really did die. Yeah, speaking of death, if anyone actually happened to watch that last the Magi Show episode I recorded, just be careful to watch it. It's probably the most gruesome, death-filled episode I've ever recorded. I still can't believe that some ad people from YouTube are actually going to put ads on that. They gave me a limited strike. They're like, yeah, we'll still run ads, but they're going to limit the ads. And it was funny, the ads that they put were all about like death and destruction. So I was like, holy, I guess there are some advertisers that like that. Alright, so we got some purple frags. That was sweet. It cost us a fair bit of gems, but I think it was worth it. No, that video freaked me out so much to record it that I had nightmares the whole night before I did it. And they were intense nightmares. So right when I started recording it, I was like, oh shit, what's coming? And boy, was it something. I shouldn't joke. Hundreds or thousands of people dying, and here I'm joking about it. Fuck, I'm horrible. No wonder my viewers do death pranks. What if they learn from me? Oh god. Alright, so yeah, I was playing the advanced battle yesterday, and my new team can actually beat the first team pretty easily, but the second team we still can't beat, so we're working on the second team in that. We'll do a battle of this just to speed it through. Now, if I had to pick a game, I'll want to play chess. If I wanted to pick a game to play against viewers, if I could pick any game, I think it would probably be Risk. Risk is one of my favorites. I don't know if anyone's played Risk. Risk franchise was so weird. It was like really good for Genesis, like the Sega Genesis. No, I still haven't got the genie yet. What happened was I got fucked over in the Hunger Games, so we lost, so now I don't have enough money to buy Son of the Black Hole. If we would have won, and I got Son of the Black Hole, we still wouldn't have had enough, because I need a copy of that Final Fantasy chick. But she's easier to get, so maybe that'll happen. Oh yeah, and I was fighting this guy the other day. I got him down to like there. So I had him down real low now. So I'm thinking if I really just played this over and over and over again, I probably could beat this level. Could've, should've, didn't. But if it came to like an action-paced game that I wanted to play against viewers, I'd probably play like a fighting game like Mortal Kombat or Street Fighter. I'm pretty good at those. I'm very competitive when it comes to gaming, so I usually only like to play games that I really win at all the time. I gotta learn to lose better. You think I would have learned that by now. So much expertise are in it, but still haven't learned. So much experience. I lose every time. No, what I used to like doing in Street Fighter is I would play online, and I would sort of half-ass it, like let the other players get a really good lead on me, and then just kick the shit out of them. So what I would do sometimes is play and get myself down to one hit. So I'm like one hit away from death, and then all of a sudden just turn on the skill and kick the shit out of them. And you could tell like the players were so pissed, right? Because like, God, we had him down to one hit. And does it ever make it intense, right? It's like turning the difficulty level up. Like just letting yourself get your ass kicked right down to one hit. And then all of a sudden be like, all right, no more killing me time. Time for you to get your ass whooped. But I kind of got away from playing Street Fighter because I started to get really bad arthritis in my hands. I swear it's just from video gaming. Alright, we got a lot of these battles we can win, so let's do some of these. Alright. They often like to put in that guy, but I don't really need him. Let's put her in. Yeah, let's go fire. Excuse me. Now, if anyone's wondering the food poisoning situation, my roommate picked up some really good chicken from the store, but it was on sale. So I was like, oh god, why was the chicken on sale? And then it was supposed to be fully cooked chicken, so she just warmed it up. Then when I went to bite into it, like I should have realized right off the bat, because usually first thing I do with chicken is I break it in half, right? Like break the wing off the breast or whatever. So when I went to break it apart, it was like all soggy and bloody. So I'm like, oh god, it's raw, isn't it? So stupid me, what I did is I tried a piece to make sure that it was raw. And I was like, oh god, when I ate it, it was like so rubbery and uncooked and like just covered in blood. I was like, nasty. So I ate that, and boy, even one bite was enough to make me sick. So my food poisoning is like full blown back again. Got cramps so bad I can barely move my legs again. I've actually got the colonoscopy appointment coming up in October. I'm still going to go to it, even though I kind of realized all of this really is probably coming from food poisoning. Because every time I'm eating like raw chicken or something that you're not supposed to eat raw, I get really sick now. And it's probably because I've been getting food poisoning repeatedly, like over and over and over again, like meal after meal after meal of rotten food. But really, I'm not buying my own food, so I just like take whatever food's given to me, even if it's rotten. One of these days I'll have enough money I can just buy well-cooked food. Or I gotta take over cooking it, and I'll just be like, yeah, you can buy the food, but I'll prepare it. I know when you become older and you're like a senior and you're making someone's food, like seniors making food, that's where you really gotta be careful, right? Because they have good intentions, they want to make you something that's really good. Probably when they were younger, they were good at making food. But then the older and older you get, you reach the point where the food you're making is just like borderline edible. So yeah, if you're ever eating like your old grandmother's food or whoever it is, be careful. You might want to cook it a little extra. Alright, so for today's episode, we're going to try burning some scrolls. We're going to do a little bit of the Abyss battles, but I think for these, we'll start with a little bit of completing these. Yeah, I would play chess, but I kind of got ruined with chess because my cousin became like a champion at chess where he went around playing chess all the time. And I played a few matches against him, and it was just so frustrating that I freaking hate chess now. And it was funny too because even he was like a master at chess, going around winning provincial tournaments and stuff. I would get a stalemate with him every time. You know, like in chess, when you get a stalemate where just no one can win, and you're like left with almost no pieces. So that's what kept happening to me every time. He couldn't win, I couldn't win. It was just a stalemate every time. So I'm like, fuck man, I don't really like chess because it ends up in a stalemate too many times. And the one thing I dislike about chess is it can take way too long, right? Even with Risk, that sometimes can take too long as well, but at least with Risk, I don't mind it because it never ends in a stalemate. Risk always ends. One really good game that I should try to get back into is Brigandine. I used to be an expert at Brigandine. Then I got it for PlayStation, tried playing it like on the emulator. Can't even fucking remember how to play it. So I'm gonna have to like reteach myself how to play it from scratch again. But man, did I ever love that game. That one was a really good chess type tactics one. If anyone hasn't heard of Brigandine, damn, you're in for a treat. Unless you're like into like really fast action paced games. This one's more like just like thinking and a lot of chess movement. Oh yeah, another one that I was thinking of getting into is Battlefield. I noticed the Battlefield series has been improving again. I think they're not nearly as good as they used to be for Battlefield 2. Like the console version. I know some players went and like got Battlefield 2 for PC, but it's actually a completely different game, just with the same name. I don't know why they called it the same name, but I think back in the day, like when they came out with a game for console and PC, it was completely different games, but usually they just trademarked one name, so they would just call both games the same name, even though they were completely different games. Like even completely different crews that made them, different engines. There's really nothing the same in Battlefield 2 for PC and console. They're almost like completely opposed to each other. So I've actually still supposed to do that interview with the Battlefield 2 developer, and I might do that because I did 2 interviews now in the past couple weeks, and I got the show working. The only thing I gotta remember is I gotta speak up The last episode, there was so much talk about human sacrifice and death and destruction. I was like, oh god. My voice just kept going lower and lower and lower. Because I was like, god, I can't even talk about this. It's making me nauseous, but... Excuse me. I should have had a beer, but I was thinking, man, it was such a serious topic. I was like, fuck, man, I didn't really feel like drinking that night, and the guest wasn't drinking, so... I probably will only drink beer with guests if they're actually like drinking as well. I know the first show I did have one beer, but it was just a beer to get the edge off because, man, I was so pissed off that the show wasn't working when I tried it the first time. I literally spent like a year and a half working out all the technical difficulties just for it all to fail as soon as I did a live show. I couldn't fucking believe it. I shouldn't say I couldn't believe it. I seen it coming from a mile away, but it still pissed me off. Yeah, so for the viewers that are wondering what's so long taking me to get Genie, I gotta get Son of the Black Hole, then I gotta get that Final Fantasy chick. The one with the big sword. I forget what they call her, Joan of Arc or something. Holy shit, we're getting close to the gold chest. Alright, I gotta pay attention here. This is where the battles are getting intense. Alright, so a Genie, 1 red star. I think we can still win this one. Famous last words. Let's try taking out him. No, let's try this first, see how it goes. Yeah, I don't know how my shows are getting so big in the Philippines. It seems like I keep getting Filipino viewers that are tuning in. Really appreciate it. I know when I was watching some of the travel videos in the Philippines, I've seen those really nice beaches. It's like, a dear God, if I could ever pick one country in Asia to visit, Philippines is definitely on near the top of my list. I always wanted to go to Thailand before because I was really big into Muay Thai, like kickboxing. But I don't really watch kickboxing as much as I used to, or Muay Thai, so I think I probably would like the Philippines better. Now I was looking at some of the house prices in the Philippines, and they were showing how like a little spot, like a little plot of land, just like 10 years ago was cheap. But they said the price, like inflation on buying property, has started to hit them as well. So it's like a place that used to be like $1,000 now costs $10,000. Yeah, and someone was showing one of their houses in the Philippines, and it was like a little bit of like a small place, sort of like not like a giant brick house or anything, like a smaller, like I don't know how you'd say it. Like no big foundation, just sort of like a trailer or cottage type of a house here. And I think they got it for like $2,000. So I was like, dear God, man, if I could buy a place like that for $2,000, that'd be amazing. But that was probably $2,000 US or whatever. Probably in a rough neighborhood, who knows. Now, if anyone's wondering in Canada what the housing prices are like, if you go really far away from like the cities, you can still get prices that cheap. But it'll be like really run down, in like the middle of nowhere. Places where you'd have to drive like 8 hours just to find a place to work. Get a job. But as like the internet keeps expanding and like different regions of Canada start getting internet that never used to, that really opens the door, because then you're like, hey, then you can stream, make money off streaming, and not have to go to a factory somewhere, like drive 8 hours. So then you could just live in the middle of nowhere as long as you had internet. The only issue for me with living in the middle of nowhere is I love big crowds of people. I know some days I don't, but other days I do. Especially when it's a hot day and there's tons of hot babes half naked. Yeah, it's one thing I miss about weed. It's been like, what, 3 weeks since I've had any weed? And yeah, it's like I noticed that my whole like life has changed dramatically, and it's not all for the better. Most of it's for the better, but I'm definitely missing out on a lot of things I used to love. Like, I used to love, like, smoking weed all day and going for bike rides when I sober up. And just, like, enjoying the sights, seeing all the hot babes out jogging. And, oh, man, I miss those days. But now, without the weed, my body and arthritis is just hurting so bad that I don't have the energy I used to go out biking. I haven't even played one game of disc golf since I stopped smoking weed. And people joke, like, there are people that smoke weed always play disc golf. Well, it does for me. Like, when I get a lot of weed in my system, I just want to play disc golf all day, every day. Until my shoulder hurts so bad I can't even move my arm. But as soon as I stop smoking weed, then I'm like, oh, I don't have the motivation to go do it anymore. I'll just stay home and work on stuff instead of enjoying relaxing. So that's the one thing I like about weed. It definitely improves my mood for relaxing. I'm more willing to just sit back and do nothing, waste all my time, relax, go biking, play disc golf, do more leisure activities. When I quit smoking weed, I get all serious and I start trying to finish projects. So there's definitely a balance there. I know some people live in countries, especially like the Philippines, where weed is like definitely illegal, so definitely you're not missing out on anything if you're comparing it to death. There we go, victory. Who knows, if Manny Pacquiao wins the election and becomes the president, I wonder what his stance will be. If I had to guess, he's very against weed as well because he's so successful. Most people that are like so successful like that really don't smoke weed. But I could be wrong about that, who knows. I think I've actually had quite a few Filipino friends in high school that liked weed, so I don't know. Could be just something exclusive to actually living in the Philippines. Yeah, weed is one of those things too. If you've never tried it, I probably never would. Because if you do try it, it just like opens Pandora's box. Where if you don't open the box, you're almost better off because then you never get that temptation. If anyone's wondering how long it took to get the weed out of my system, it was about 2 weeks. It was about 2 weeks I was like constantly looking over, thinking about vaporizing. And then after about 2 weeks of not doing it, it didn't even cross my mind once. It's like, I'm like, oh well, I put it away a long time ago. I don't even think about it anymore. And it's so weird too, because I'm spending a lot of my day like watering pot plants, trimming them. Meanwhile, I don't even smoke weed anymore. Now I just keep looking at the plants and I'm like, hey, when Christmas gets here, that's probably when I'm going to hit the bong again. Start using the vaporizer, relax and enjoy Christmas. Who knows if I'll even see my family. Excuse me. If I had to guess, the way it's going in Canada right now is they were talking about forcing everyone to take the third one because they knew that it was, well, they didn't know. Hopefully they didn't know that it was going to make everyone way sicker again like it did the last time. So I was thinking what they did is they delayed the third one of this because now our cases have plummeted. Like when you look at when we started getting these, cases went through the roof. But as soon as we stopped taking this, all of a sudden everyone starts getting healthier again. So that's what happened when the election cycle came out. They're like, hey, we can wait for the third one. We'll let everyone get healthy. Everyone's cases are just dropping dramatically. It's almost like the whole virus is gone completely when you don't take these. And I know a lot of people are like skeptical, is it this that's causing it? And I don't think it is anymore. I was thinking that it was, but then I realized what it was. Well, I don't know for sure, but one of my best guesses is when you have a bad cold, you can't catch the flu. Now, I've read articles about it. They said it is possible in rare circumstances, but 99.99% of the time, if you have a really bad cold, like the one that's going around now that you take this for, you can't catch the flu because you can only have one or the other. So that's what I was thinking. The longer that we don't take these, then everyone doesn't have that cold thing in their system. So then everyone starts catching the flu again. So that's what I realized is like when a lot of people stop doing these and there's no more of this in our system, then all of a sudden everyone starts getting the flu. So that's really like if we all got the flu, we would see the whole pandemic vanish. That's just a theory. It doesn't agree with the World Health Organization, so it must be false. But that's just what I was thinking. Like, so that's what's going to happen with our Canadian election, is they're going to delay doing these until after the election, the third one. And when the new leader comes in, like either Justin or the other Tool guy, his name is, he's a tool of the leftist who also push these. So yeah, as soon as we start taking all these again, boom, all the flu cases are going to vanish, and then the only people that'll be sick with something will be sick with the virus that comes not from this, but related to it. Because we'll all have colds again, a super cold, the one that's crippled our country for so long. So yeah, that's just my guess, and I know it doesn't agree with the World Health Organization, so it must be wrong. But yeah, if I had to guess, that's what's going to happen. Our next leader's going to win. He's going to force us to take the third one of this, and then there'll be explosion in cases again, through the roof. So I'm probably going to spend my entire Christmas break just alone, like I have for the past 5 years. No, I shouldn't say that. Like, at least even when I had my bad concussion, I still went to visit my family for Christmas. Even though I could only take a couple hours before it was driving me nuts with the symptoms of the concussion. But I don't know if anyone's ever had a concussion before. It's like normally you can't stand hearing people talk. So if you go somewhere there's a whole bunch of people talking, you won't like it, even if it's your family or whatever, right? It kind of sucks. And eventually I got it out of my system right around the time where we got the next pandemic. Oh god. Yeah, but who knows? I'm getting back on track with the weight loss goals. Yeah, if anyone hasn't tuned in a while, like Kim Jong here, what happened was I exploded up to around 225 pounds, the heaviest I've ever been in my life, and now I'm back under 200. So just the few weeks of being sober in September, or getting close to 3 weeks, I lost like near 25 pounds. And 25 pounds might sound like a ridiculous amount, but for someone who's already over 200, it's not really that much. Like if I weighed 150 and then I lost 25 pounds, yeah, that'd be a huge amount to lose. Because then you're losing a huge chunk of your body weight, but for me it's just fat off my gut. So what I'm planning on doing is keeping the weight loss going and maybe expanding into the territory of more wild streams. It took me forever. I was thinking too, like when you do your age verification on the adult websites to do streaming, the age verification, all that was so intense, it was actually harder to sign up for that than it was to vote. Like voting was almost no identification checking. So I was like, wow, man, like compare one to the other, it's like night and day. Which is good. You don't want people live streaming that are underage, because that could get shitloads of people in jail. Alright, let's exit this. Fuck, man, this is the gold chest battle. How can we pull off the victory here? If anyone's got some ideas, I'm thinking maybe substitute her out, put in more attack punch. Alright, let's try not her yet, but let's go with full fire. See if fire can do it. Fire! Yeah, so if anyone's wondering if I'm going to have more time for gaming, you just wait. Christmas time gets here. The only time I won't be gaming is probably when I'm outside shoveling snow. Oh yeah, that was a funny thing. If anyone's heard the Canadian news, the liberal media or all these climate alarmists, like the Green Party, pretty much every party except for one, is trying to sell us on the idea that Canada is getting hotter and hotter and hotter, so that's why we need to pay more carbon tax to make it colder. But we've only been breaking cold weather records. It's just the coldest over and over and over again. So now they start to admit, yeah, this winter is actually shaping up to be the coldest on record once again. So that's why I kind of laugh about the Canadian media. They're so funny. They literally lie about everything. Like, they could go on TV and say water is wet, and I wouldn't believe it. I'd be like, you sons of bitches, you've lied about everything so much, I'll never believe a word you say about anything. Even if they said water was wet. I'd be like, fuck it, man, water must be dry. If they're saying it's wet, it just can't be. So stubborn. They say men are stubborn, but I don't know. I think anyone who's been dealing with the Canadian media has reached the point of they're stubborn too. Like, no one believes the media anymore. There might be a few people out there, but very rarely. You like ask someone, do you believe a word the media is saying? They'd be like, oh God, no. Politicians are paying them to lie over and over and over again. You'd have to be an idiot to believe them. Well, not really an idiot, but you just have to be a little gullible, I guess. Or just very wishful thinking. Like, some days I want to believe them. I'm like, God, it'd be so nice if I could just believe the media. Everything would be so peachy and wonderful. That's why I kind of laugh too. Like, I did that live stream with that other guest about that topic, like human sacrifice and stuff. I don't know how many times I can say it on Clone Evolution streams and it won't get flagged. Because I really haven't had one Clone Evolution stream get flagged for anything. And I've covered some really controversial topics during it. And whatever it is, when you switch it to like entertainment instead of gaming, then all of a sudden they realize that, hey, this person's not gaming. We gotta try to like be more strict. So maybe that's one of the keys. You don't really have to do X-rated shows. Maybe you could just switch to gaming shows. Mix it in with some games and you're good to go. I think that's what it is too. YouTube realized that games in general have a lot of controversial topics built right into them. So they raise the bar for what they'll allow, and when it comes to entertainment stuff, they lower that bar because they're like, hey, these entertainers, they got to be more serious. Now, if anyone's wondering how the smoking cigarettes went, thank God I'm still able to quit smoking cigarettes, like no problem. Usually just when I have too many beers, I might have one cigarette, but definitely not craving them throughout the day because my lungs will hurt so bad when I smoke that I'm like, God, like if I'm lucky, because if my lungs didn't hurt so bad, it would actually make it easier or a lot harder to quit. But since I feel like shit after smoking, it's like, dear God, I feel like shit. I'm just going to stop smoking. It actually happened with booze yesterday. Friday, I drank so much booze. I was like, God, I'm fucking sick of booze. Couldn't drink it the whole next day. And since I've only got a couple more days until Sober October begins, I figure, I will sneak in a few booze. But yeah, definitely all the booze is coming out of the mix very soon. Then it's going to be hardcore. I've cut out weed, cut out all sugar, and next will be booze. Once the booze is cut out, that should be pretty intense. Alright, got our hands on the gold chest. Hey, it's Alt Stinger. How's it going? He says, what's up? Or she. Sorry, I get genders confused. Never happens at the bar, I swear. Alright, we'll do one more of these battles and let's get to some real action. We got some really good Clone Evolution stuff to go today. Sorry I've been on a rant, just carrying away and not really getting to the big action yet. Now I think what I'll do is before we start the next action, we'll get a quick message from the sponsor. Let's do that now.
Today's Matrix review was brought to you by Crack. Crack, it'll fuck you up. Woo!
Yeah, I'm so looking forward to that Matrix movie. Dear God, man, that looks so good. Like, I was thinking, like, dear God, this is like the first time in decades I'm looking forward to a movie. Can't believe it. It's like mind-blowing. Man, when I was growing up in high school, they used to have like a good movie, or even like it was in elementary school. There'd be like a good movie like every few weeks coming out. So I'd be like just dying for the next movie, dying for the next movie. And it's so weird to go like decades and decades where I can't stand any of the movies. They're just all terrible. Like, it's funny when someone asks me, like, have you seen this movie? Or have you seen this movie? I'm like, God, no. If it's like anything with made in the past 20 years, I haven't seen it. I'll try to watch it, but I'll be like, get like 5-10 minutes into it and just turn it off. Like, man, I can't stand watching today's movies. Like, I always liked movies with a story, a plot line, stuff that like didn't even need any special effects. It would just like keep your mind hooked. And when it comes to like today's movies, it's all special effects, all just like fight scenes. And sure, fight scenes and special effects were cool, but I only like it for like maybe 5% of the movie. So if like 5% of the movie is giant explosions, huge fight scenes, I'll like it. But if it's the whole movie, I just can't stand it. I need some sort of actual substance to it. It's kind of like watching those R-rated or X-rated movies, right? They try to add a storyline into it a little bit, but most people are just there for the naughty parts. So that was like me in real movies. It's like I want to see some actual substance. I just don't want to see R-rated or sex scenes the whole time. Need some sort of story to it. Now, I always wondered too, one day if I would get into expanding into different venues and streaming platforms. I never thought the X-rated stuff would ever be on the platform, but man, I've already got women signing up to my OnlyFans, already got them signing up for the cam streaming stuff, so it's like, dear God, yeah, there's definitely a huge market there. Just ignoring it altogether is like ignoring one of the biggest things around. That's why I used to mock women. I'm like, oh, women, they're always doing the OnlyFans stuff. They're always doing the camming for adult stuff. It always helps their channels. I'm like, oh, God, I wish I could do it. And I started to think, like, why is it that women would be the only ones able to do it? It's not like you have to be the perfect person or something to do it. You just have to be of age. Alright, so alt stinger, I'm good. HRU, I'm a he. That's cool. Nah, I try not to discriminate against genders. I know sometimes I make fun of feminists, but dear God, don't I find most feminists super hot. That's the thing I noticed with relationships. If anyone's having trouble meeting someone of the opposite sex or even the same sex, if you try to please everyone, that's like almost the most unattractive quality of all. It seems like if you piss people off and you're like very controversial, it gets people's attraction more than anything. I notice that the same thing with women that I'm attracted to. Women that I like are usually like people that I argue with all the time and don't see eye to eye on a lot of subjects. Whereas women that agree with everything I say, it's almost like I don't like them as much. That's why I find it funny that a lot of women that are vegans, they always try to date guys that aren't vegans and convert them. And as soon as they convert them to veganism, that's when they dump them. Because they're like, oh, now I need a new guy to convert to veganism. Not to say that happens every time, but it seems more often than not. Alright, let's go to some more of the action here. We still got viewers in the chat, so let's try to do some actual hero stuff. Alright, what are we going to do for heroes first? Oh, let's collect the Hand of Midas. And I really got to stop making fun of people that eat plants like vegans, because 9 times out of 10, when it comes to curing my food poisoning, I have to go back to rice. Rice is like one of the only plants I can eat that'll just cure everything that's wrong with my stomach. I don't know what it is with rice, but it fucking works amazing. So I can't just constantly bash plants. As much as I'd love to live off bacon for the rest of my life, plants definitely have something to them. Not saying that you should eat plants only, because dear God, have I seen people's lives ruined from doing that, but you also see lives ruined from just eating meat, so I'll have to keep that into consideration. Alright, so I'm going to boost up someone's level here. Who should we beast? Yeah, rice is fantastic. The only thing I can think is maybe rice has an absorbing quality. Like if you want to clean something up that you spilt on the ground, sometimes you can just pour rice on it and it'll soak it all up, and then you can take that rice and clean it away easier. So I'm wondering if that's the same thing that happens in your stomach, is maybe it goes in, soaks up all the stuff that's not so good, and gets it out of your system because it's cleaning it out, right? So that's the only thing I can think of why rice keeps saving my ass, but... Or it could just be karma. I kept making fun of plants so much, it was only a matter of time before shit would hit the fan, and I would need plants to save my ass just to prove that I don't know it all. I'm often wrong about a lot of things, including making fun of plants. Alright, looks like the game is completely frozen. So while this loads, we'll just do the quick commercial for my vaporizer, but we'll be right back. Alright, welcome back everyone. The game has loaded. Looks like it's working again. Now, if anyone's wondering about my vaporizer and they don't actually smoke weed and they still want to use it, you can actually use it for incense. So what some people, like the vaporizer was actually designed, is it's designed to put stuff like potpourri and stuff in it. So obviously you're not supposed to inhale the potpourri, you just like aim the tube in your room and I'll shoot the incense into your room so your whole room would smell like potpourri. And if you actually used it with my vaporizer attachment, I'm pretty sure, I've never tried it with potpourri, but I think what it would do was take the potpourri, shoot it in the air, and it would start collecting potpourri oil in the tank. I don't know, I can't guarantee that because I haven't actually tried it, but for that purpose. But if you're into like incense and stuff, you could be making like pure incense oils as well. So if you're like not into weed, when you watch that commercial, be like, hey, maybe you could use it for perfumes or whatever in the future. I think that's one of the ways that I would probably legally have to sell it, because if you sell it as like a vaporizer to inhale, there's a lot more legal issues. But if I just sold it and said, hey, use it for potpourri only, then it would be a lot easier to sell it, I think, without getting into trouble. Could be wrong about that. Alright, so let's see. Let's do some cloning. See what we can clone. Now, I did a 10 clone draw earlier, and it sucked balls, and not in a good way. Oh yeah, we have to do the training center first. Who are we gonna pick for training? Who should we pick for training? Can Freya go up any higher? Let's try. Holy shit, she can. Alright, Freya went up. Alright, now we've got room for heroes. We'll go to the Institute, just make a little bit more room so we can really go all out getting some more new heroes. Now, if anyone wants to copy my invention idea and try to market it and release it themselves, just let me know in the chat. I'm not one of those inventors that tries to keep all my secrets. Probably should, but I don't mind sharing. That's one of the things I was reading today. A lot of people are making fun of Jesus lately. That was one of the things I liked about Jesus so much, is he didn't actually hide shit from people, as far as we know. Unless he hid it so good we never found out. But in most cases, Jesus was like, yeah, he's not like into the whole like trying to be exclusive, trying to hide everything from everyone. I really don't even give a shit about money. As long as my health is good, that's really the main things I focus on these days. Fucking if someone offered me $1 million or good health, I would take the good health any day. Even $1 billion. Someone's like, hey, would you like $1 billion or would you like your stomach issues fixed? I'd be like, I'll take the stomach issues fixed. Please and thank you. Yeah, it'd be so nice again to eat normal foods and not have to worry about blood coming out. Oh god, that'd be sweet. Alright, so we made enough room. Let's just do the tavern task quick. I know I keep saying we're gonna do those heroes, but then I'm like, oh fuck, I forgot to do this, forgot to do that. Now, if anyone's wondering how the blood has been, it went really good for like a couple months. I was like, all right, don't need the colonoscopy. Then I got food poisoning again. Fucking blood was coming out like crazy, worse than ever. So I'm like, oh fuck, I really can't cancel that colonoscopy. I gotta go for it just to play it safe. It's probably a horrible mistake either way, but... Now, I know some people went for the colonoscopy, they got their system cleaned out, and they got really better. So I was like, shit, man. If there's a chance I can get better from the colonoscopy, I really gotta try it. I can't be such a chicken, too. I know I don't want stuff going in my butt. My butt is basically a virgin, but... Hey, when it comes to medical issues, you gotta do what you gotta do, right? Now, I know some people run away from the colonoscopy, and then sometimes it explodes into cancer that's like way worse than if they would have just got it checked out. So that's why I kind of look at it that way. I can't run from everything. I gotta face my fears. Try to get my health back together what other ways I can. Working out, getting skinny only can accomplish so much. Eating right. I still can't believe I cut the sugar out so easily. The cutting back weed, if anyone's wondering if you're overweight and you're having a lot of problems stopping eating junk food, if you're hooked on weed, it makes the junk food addiction so much worse for me. So as soon as I cut out that junk food addiction or cut out the weed, it seems like the sugar addiction goes with it. Where I still am a little addicted to sugar, but it made it way easier to quit. I literally haven't ate any sugar in this entire month, and we're already 19 days in. And I don't even crave it. There's like chocolate in the freezer, ice cream, all these great sweets, cookies and everything. And I'm like, fuck it. I don't want any of it. I'll just stick to eating vegetables and plants. I really don't crave it. And that was all it took, was a couple weeks. So if you're wondering like, oh god, am I going to have to go through months of suffering to get over this sugar addiction? For me anyways, can't offer dietary advice because I'm not a professional, but for me, yeah, that was easy. As soon as I cut out the weed, it made it so much easier. Oh fuck, that was a horrible draw. Let's try a red one, see if it'll improve it. Alright, keep our fingers crossed everyone. This could actually give us a red hero if we get someone good. If not, no. Holy fuck. We got Fat Chili and Lancelot. I've never gotten that guy before. And we also needed Samson, so that was good. Alright. I definitely don't think this is going to help us make a red hero, but let's check out what it did get us. I'm pretty sure we just unlocked one of these things. Yeah. We made this guy. Doesn't really get us anything, but we did it. I haven't matched one of these guys in quite a few episodes, so that was cool. Yeah, that's why I often wonder, like, I meet poor people that are really healthy. They're like, oh god, I wish I could be a billionaire. It's like, man, if you got your health, you're so far ahead of people that are billionaires. Because you look at some of the most popular billionaires in the world, like Steve Jobs, where did it get him? It's like he ended up getting cancer and dying, right? So his billions didn't help at all. Not to make fun of him for getting like that vegan disease, but... No, sadly, Steve Jobs believed he could live off eating just apples, and a lot of doctors tried to warn him. They're like, man, you can't survive off just eating apples. You're gonna get pancreatic cancer and die. But he wouldn't listen to them. He's like, man, look at how good the fasting and just eating apples got his career going, made him billions of dollars. But then it ended up dead. Fucking poor guy, man. If he was still around, he could have accomplished so much more. But who knows, maybe his pancreatic cancer was unavoidable either way. So I could be way off on that. Maybe eating apples only was really helping him, and it actually helped him survive from pancreatic cancer even longer. Who knows? But I'm just very skeptical of it because, what was it, Ashton Kutcher? He tried the apple diet only when he played Steve Jobs in that movie, and he almost got pancreatic cancer and died too. He ended up in the emergency room and everything. The doctor's like, holy fuck, what did you do to your pancreas? He's like, oh, I've been eating only apples for a few weeks. They're like, dear God, stop before you die. So he went back to eating normal food. If only Steve Jobs could have taken that advice. Alright, so I think we got Samson, and we needed Samson for someone to create, so let's go check who it was. Fuck, if I could just remember who. No, not him. We need one Beethoven or a symphony guy, and then we can make him again. Is it this guy? No. This guy? No. Fuck, not him either? What the hell's going on? See, this is who we need. We got lots of Robin. We need one of this chick. So we gotta get her before we can make Son of the Black Hole. And I just burned 2 of her, so that was kind of stupid, but... Oh, fuck, she needs a Son of the Black Hole, too. What the fuck? We just unlocked this guy. Oh, yeah, because we didn't spawn him. So I could make a Lady Lightholder gold, but I don't think there's any real purpose to yet, because... we really don't need her. Who was it that needed, No, not him either. What the fuck? No, not him. No. Yeah, it's her. We can make Yugi gold if we use Samson. So I think we'll do that because I could use an extra gold Yugi. Well, not really, but to clear out some room in the inventory. Alright, so let's make one gold Yugi. I think she'll come in handy for something. If anyone knows what the gold Yugi is used for, please let us know in the chat. It'll take me forever to figure it out. Alright, we can always make lots of Obamas. Yes, we can. And we can also make lots of this guy. So we'll make him in there. Alright, let's make a gold Yugi. Right, so we made another gold hero today. I don't know if that did anything good for us. Let's go check. I was kind of hoping it would help on this achievement chart, but no. Looks like we got jack shit. Alright, so making that new gold hero really didn't accomplish much. Let's see what else we can do. Oh yeah, we can get another Samson if we can burn some more scrolls. So let's try again. We'll get a new Samson. We just had him. How many brown scrolls can we burn? Looks like 2 more sets of 10. Oh, fuck, man. That was a brutal one. Sons of bitches. How could you do that to us? Why? Alright, last one. Oh, fuck. But we got Joan. That's good. Right, so that Joan fragment is exactly what we needed. So as shit if that was, it wasn't actually that bad. Alright, so thank you, viewers. We got the Joan with your good luck helping us along the way. Alright, so if anyone's wondering what I'm going to do with this Joan fragment, I'll show you. We'll check and see what we got in the bag. I think we'll have to go buy more. What I'm going to do is clone up some Sunstar heroes. Yeah, we don't have any. So I'll have to go buy some. No, some people are telling me just to burn the fragments, buying stuff like, what was it? DNA or purple jewels or something. But I was like, no way, I can't, because I need them for the Sunstars. Where is it? Yeah, we need these guys for Sunstars. Alright, so we'll need 3 of him. So what's 30 times 3? 90, right? So if there's 5 in each, how many do I have to buy to equal 90? 10 is 50. 20 would be 100. So we'll just get 20 for now. And we'll make 3 copies of him. Now, someone might think that I made a horrible mistake there by spending the money and getting these Sunstars, but I'll show you what's happening. Probably is still a horrible mistake. Oh yeah, Darwin Lab. Right, so next thing I'm going to do is I'll go to Joan, make her. We'll make her purple. Sweet. So this purple Joan, if you're wondering what she's used for, I'll show you in a sec. We're gonna have to make Son of the Black Hole once we win the Hunger Games to get Genie. And in order to do it, we needed a Sunstar. Which kind of sucks because we're gonna need 2 more Sunstar purples to burn. So we're gonna have to make 2 more. But at least that's one of them out of the way. So we got her, got 1 of him. We just need 1 more Son of the Black Hole and 2 Sunstar generics. It's nice we got another copy of Fat Chili. I was kind of shitting or pissed off that we ran out of Fat Chili. But now we're not really ran out. We got more of them. Alright, so if anyone's wondering how close we are to Genie, I think that was Augusto's question. Let's show. Genie requires him. We got him. We got 2 extra golds to burn. We just need to make Son of the Black Hole. And then the Son of the Black Hole. We got 2 of them. 2 of these. So we just need 1 of Son of the Black Hole, which we're almost there in the Hunger Games rewards. And then we'll just need 2 generic suns. So I guess technically we could burn some of our other generic suns, but I wouldn't because I don't really think I have other ones that we don't really need really badly. Now it's kind of funny that we got this character. In order to make him gold, we'll need two more of him. I think we got one of that guy, so we actually could make him. We've got one of the arena girls, so we would just need 2 of these and we can make him gold. Lancelot gold. Who the hell is Lancelot gold used for? I don't even know. Must be one of the new purple, one of the new blues. I don't know. Maybe the gold Lancelot isn't used for anyone. Yeah, it's one of those heroes you get and they're not really used for anyone, probably, right? Should have guessed. The only thing I was thinking, maybe Halloween, they'll come out with some new heroes that we'll need Lancelot for. Yeah, I don't see gold Lancelot used for anyone. If they know anyone that gold Lancelot's used for, I don't think I'll be making him anytime soon. Especially not because he requires Arena Girl. That's the one thing that really pisses me off in this game. Why do they always make it that the same heroes are required over and over and over again? For God's sakes, why did they put Arena Girl here? Couldn't they put someone like fucking, what's his name? Rock God? They put Rock God instead of this girl, it would have been so much better. Because now Rock God would actually have a purpose to making. But as it stands now, Rock God's useless. Can't use him for anyone. And for some reason, they made Arena Girl used again. Like fucking Arena Girl wasn't needed already enough. Like fuck man, Arena Girl's already used so many places. Why are they always gotta make it the same? Just make it a little bit more diverse. Maybe it's China. They're not really accustomed to diversity. Now I shouldn't make fun of China, but their population does seem to have like a lot of Chinese people, right? They don't really open their country to having like thousands or like half their population from people from other countries. Maybe they do and I'm wrong about that, but when my brother visited China, he said he was basically a celebrity everywhere he went. Because people wanted to go up and take pictures next to white people. Which I thought that was kind of funny. It's like you don't even have to be a movie star. You could just go there and they're like, oh my god, a white person. That'd be so weird, eh? Like living in a country where everyone's the same. Alright, let's go with the replacement event. I think the only person we're going to buy in the replacement event is Mozart. And fucked if we don't need 2 Sunstar heroes to do it. We don't have enough. I might actually have to burn one of the Joan fragments just to get Mozart. That would suck. I looked at getting Pericles and I looked at getting Geronimo. But almost both of them are useless. I can't use them for anything good. So Mozart's really the only one that I really want to get here. It's so crazy that it takes 4,000 to exchange too. Someone was telling me to never spend this because you could exchange without it. But I'm pretty sure every time they've done exchanges lately, it always requires money. Or purple jewels. So I don't think the free exchanges actually occur anymore. Who knows, maybe I'm wrong and they do, but I'm definitely wrong all the time. If you want to see where I was wrong lately, check out this. Oh yeah, we can't even watch it. It's so stupid. Why can't we watch the battle and how it turned out? Like throughout the whole Hunger Games, you can click somewhere and it'll show you the previous battle. But for some reason, when the end comes, you can't. Yeah, so Alt Stinger is saying that he really needs Son of the Black Hole and wishes we could trade. Yeah, I hear you there. That's one thing I was thinking. If Clone Evolution wanted to be smart, they would open up some sort of auction so that you could auction your heroes off. So if you had like a Son of the Black Hole fragment, you could click on the auction, put them up for sale for like 10,000 jewels or whatever, and see if people would buy it or not. I miss that. That's one of the main features. The other game I play, Entropia, they have an auction like that, so where you can auction your items to other players. So I kind of missed that from there, but I get it. They don't want to make it that way. I know it's a challenge. I got to stop bashing the game because really it is a challenge and you got to look at it that way, right? At least we're playing a game that's difficult and it's a good challenge. Yeah, this is one of the new guys that I just unlocked in the Abyss. They keep trying to get me to use this girl, but I don't find her very good, so I swap in these other ones instead. Yeah, and if anyone's got good ideas for clone evolution, they actually have like a forum where you can submit ideas, and if they use it, they give you some big reward. So if you get, even if you hear my ideas on the show, don't worry about it. You can steal the ideas and submit it, and if you happen to win, all the power to you. I try not to be too exclusive like that. People want to steal my invention, use it, make a fortune, go right ahead. If you want to steal my ideas for, well, borrow my ideas for improving clone evolution, all the power to you. That's why I kind of hate the copyright system. I've never thought of such a more irritating system where people that come up with better ideas to improve it can't because of a fucking copyright. It's so stupid. It just hinders everything. That's why I love China in a way, is they've managed to throw out most of the copyright laws, or at least bend them, so that people can just come out and make stuff better all they want. They don't have to worry about some fucking rich person putting them in jail because they're trying to make shit better. That's why China's dominating the world right now. It's because they don't have to deal with that fucking stupid copyright shit. I know people that make music and they make all these different things and they don't want people stealing it. Well, you gotta weigh it, like stealing it or getting better. Which is better? Like, I'm pretty sure even though your idea gets used, if it gets improved upon, you could still be like, hey, at least I started the idea. Just because someone improved upon it, made it better, you shouldn't get your whole fucking underwear in a knot. Alright, I think while this battle plays out, what we'll do is, let's see, is it going to play out or not? Yeah, next level. Alright, so we'll get a quick message from the patrons list. So thanks everyone like Suki, Dan, Jim, Ray, Travis, everyone that's helped out with Patreon in the past and present. Really appreciate it. Oh yeah, and that was one of the other things. I finally came up with something I can share for patrons. Is I can actually create an OnlyFans account and give out, what is it, free trials. So, not to say that everyone's going to want to check out my OnlyFans, but anyone who did, as long as you're 18 plus, I'll be able to give out the free trial for it. So that's one of the future things I'll be giving out to patrons. And I give you a shout out on the show. And if you happen to be in the chat and you want some projects that you're working on, shout out on the show, just let me know. I'll let all the patrons do that. As long as it's legal. I can't advertise illegal shit, or at least I try not to. Alright, so thanks again everyone at Patreon. Society 6, finishing quick is my specialty. Comes on t-shirts, bed sheets, both popular with the ladies. Hideout TV, pays to watch videos. Swagbucks will pay to shop. GameKit will pay to try games. And free Bitcoin is a wallet system for crypto. If you're into wallet systems for crypto and you don't have any money to deposit, free Bitcoin and Bet Fury are awesome because they got those free loot boxes. So you can open up the loot box, take tiny bits of crypto out of it, put it into your wallet, boom, you've got a whole wallet with crypto and you didn't even deposit. I know it's a slow process, but if you start getting more people referring, doing the same thing, you wouldn't be surprised how fast it goes up. I've been doing it for about a year, and I think I have about $200 in GameKit or Bitcoin and Bet Fury. And some of the Entropia players helped out with that as well, but I really appreciate everyone signing up and doing that. It kicks ass. Oh yeah, and the virtual maid sex machine, it's for adults and men only, but if ladies need a sex machine, they know who to call. Just kidding. No, I am getting into better shape, so hopefully I'll be more attractive for the babes soon enough. And yeah, $10 off for a coupon code for a purchase of 150 or more with the letters below, lying BS. That's LYNBS BSN. It's not lying BS. It's actually a real code. It just happens to sound the same. Alright, let's get back to the game. Alright, looks like we're probably going to have a really long battle here, so let's skip it. Yes! We got the victory. Oh, that was another thing. Some players were asking in the Facebook group if they'd never played the Abyss before. When you go to the treasure map and you beat the whole Abyss level, some people think you go on to the next, but there's a catch. The only way you can actually progress from sword to sword to sword is to go in and buy one of the rewards. If you don't buy the reward, then you'll never go forwards on this map. So technically why I saved all my reward money from the last time in Abyss is I don't want to buy the sword until I have enough to buy all of them to go like all the way up to the next level, right? Because the next level ones, they have really good prizes. So that's why I'm hoping the Abyss comes back more than like once a year, or else I'll never be able to spend this shit. It's kind of annoying, but... So if anyone's wondering how to progress on this map, yeah, you have to go in, buy a reward, and once you buy one, then you can go to the next sword. So that's kind of an irritating way to do it. I wish when you just beat these maps that you could go forwards, but that's not how it works, sadly. Oh yeah, and if you're buying up all these potions, don't buy them all, because if you do, and you beat the map, then you start over and you lose all the items you bought. So that's why I'm not going to town buying all these items. It's kind of stupid because they just run out. Excuse me. Yeah, I'm happy if I can help anyone learn some new stuff in Clone Evolution, because I know I've really covered everything on the show before a million times after a full year of doing live streams. I think we're over the year mark for doing daily streams, but for actual live streams we haven't reached the year mark. That's why the episode number's at, what is it, 285? So yeah, we'll be coming up to a full year of live streams once we reach 365, so we got a ways to go for those. I don't know, most times I can do an episode every day until I get too carried away with work. When I'm working a lot, I really don't have the energy to do a live stream. I know a few of the live streams I did when I was half asleep and could barely even move, so those episodes really sucked, and I think we lost quite a few viewers from doing shitty episodes. So now I'll try to focus on just more action-packed ones. More quality over quantity. Yeah, and who knows, if Clone Evolution is one of those games that's approved for the X-rated shows, I might even be playing it on that, and we'll bring a whole bunch more viewers over from there. Which might be weird. Bring over all the perverts. No, just kidding. No, it'd be kind of neat to get some more adults watching the show. Not that I mind when teenagers are watching, but it does feel like kind of weird. I miss the days of doing Entropia streams when most players are all my age. It is kind of neat to hear younger people's perspective of what they think in life and what they think about modern day stuff. Abyss Weakener, Abyss Hunter, Critical Increase. Yeah, let's buy this one. Weakener. Yeah, let's do a little bit of Weakener. I don't like the Abyss Hunter, so I usually don't bother with that one. Yeah, so how does everyone like the Abyss? I have to say, Abyss is now my favorite event in the game. If they can make more events like the Abyss, I wouldn't mind it. I used to love chess the most, but the last few times chess came through, it sucked really bad. They changed it so much that it's no longer like the chess it used to be. The first time I ever played chess, it was amazing. I kept getting all these really good rewards. But ever since that's changed, they changed it, and it's not for the better. Not that I can tell. Some people might like the chess better, but I miss the old chess. Now I'll show everyone what I'm talking about. When I used to play the old chess games, I kept saving the gold dice so I could save up a whole bunch for when I needed them. And then they changed the chessboard so that I can't use the dice that I saved. It's so stupid. I was like hoping that I could play it again, use the items I saved, but no. No luck with that. I'll show you what I mean. Look, I saved 5 gold dice from that. Couldn't use them. Saved 4 gold dice from the Chinese New Year's chess. God, that was a fun one, but I shouldn't have saved the gold dice because now I can't use them for anything. So it kind of sucks. I ended up with all these dice saved, can't use them. Alright, so I am getting a little bit tired. What time is it? Holy shit, we're almost at the 2-hour mark. Alright, let's do a little bit more of the Abyss. We'll have to wrap this sucker up. See what we got for daily tasks. No, I know some of the younger fans, like the teenage girls, have been watching the show and wanted me to share the OnlyFans with them, but no. Definitely not sharing it with anyone who's not an adult. Now, shame on anyone who tries to get in who's not an adult. Just wait till you're adults. I'm sure you don't have to wait that long. You don't want to ruin your life with that kind of sick stuff before you're at least an adult. Then you can ruin your life. That's what I kind of miss about the whole lockdown situation. Like, aren't we adults at the point where we can ruin our own lives if we choose to? It's when we start getting treated like babies, like we're kids again. We can't even ruin our own lives. Like, what the hell kind of life is that? That's the greatest thing when you become an adult. You're so old enough that you're allowed to ruin your life. And if you can't do that, then what's the point of being an adult? That's what I used to laugh when I was watching like movie stars and actors and musicians when they get those crowds of screaming teenage girls chasing them around and they hate it. And I was like, oh, why would you hate it? Because when I was a teenager, I was like, oh, that'd be great. And then as soon as you become an adult, you're like, oh, that's why. Because teenage girls are underage and it's super annoying. There we go. That's why I kind of like the governments like that. When they make laws like that where teenage girls can't get into trouble like that, it's for the better. Because really, you don't want to start ruining your life until you're at least 18. You can try to enjoy life before you send it down the gutter. No, teenage girls do make really dedicated fans, though. Dear God, when I had all those teenage girls that used to be watching the show, it was like, man, they were like in the show chat all the time, always asking for new episodes. So dedicated fans. But eventually they get old enough and they realize better. Boom. Come on. Finish him. Yeah, that'll be the kind of nice thing about doing live streams on like an adults only network. At least you won't have to worry about getting overwhelmed with teenage girls again. Let's hope. Now, I tried to do more exclusives for Patreon viewers, but I can't figure out how to do most of the Patreon features. Like, I even watched like tutorials on how to set up giveaways on Patreon, and I just can't figure it out. So if anyone's actually got a Patreon account, they've been able to get that shit to work, let me know. Maybe we can chat sometime and figure out how the fuck to get it working. No, because with Patreon, some people do is they make exclusive videos where you can only watch them if you're a patron. And I tried to set that shit up, but man, for the life of me, I couldn't get it working. Oh, not this guy again. They keep giving me the same heroes every time. What the fuck's with that? Yeah, so the only exclusive giveaways I've been able to figure out is those OnlyFans ones. How OnlyFans works is when you create an account and you have all this content, you can set stuff that's like for pay tiers only. And when you have those pay tiers, you can actually give away giveaways that are like exclusive to just who you gave it to. And now they can get into your pay tiers without paying. So it's like a free trial or whatever. And then you can pick how long the trial is. I know there's some hot babes that sent me free trials for their stuff. Oh fuck, man, one of my heroes died? What the hell's going on here? Yeah, so that's all. Holy fuck, our whole team's dying. Sons of bitches. What the hell's going on? Oh, this is so annoying. That's what I get for talking about OnlyFans too much. Get our asses wiped. Not in a good way. Sorry, I've been doing too much PSW work. The ass wiping jokes. God, I can't believe Suzo died. Can I like pause it and exit it? And, well, no, I don't think that'll work good. I'm pretty sure that just fucks your team over, right? Can't believe our whole team died and didn't kill anyone. Sons of bitches. Now we have no one that can attack. There we go. Hopefully we can still pull off the victory here. I think it's because we were facing that ice chick, and when we did, we couldn't heal anymore. Just kind of stupid, because I thought Genie's shield would have protected us. What the fuck? At least that one ice girl is still able to heal us. Alright, so we might pull off the victory here, but it won't be casualty free. Yeah, we can't win them all. It's nice to actually get a challenge in the Abyss. That's one of the things I like about the Abyss event. They've set it up so it's not super easy to win. It's like you can win, but it's just you have to actually be good. It's not going to be like smooth sailing like a lot of the other events where it's just ridiculously easy and you just slaughter everyone in one hit. Oh, there we go. Alright, so we came out with half our team dying, but we did survive. Fuck, whatever, man. Was that the end boss that we died on, or just one of the regular battles? I think it was the end boss, hopefully. Wow, that was brutal. Alright, so we should use some of these potions or whatever. What does this one do? Revive from the dead. Let's revive Suzo. And he's likely going to need some healing. There we go. Alright, so we got Suzo back. We got so many other healers. I don't think I'll bother bringing Freya back yet. We'll see what happens. Does anyone know how many missions you have to beat before it resets? Imagine it's 5 and we don't even need to revive anyone. Let's check. Ooh, mission 6. Alright, so if anyone in the chat knows how many missions it goes, let's see, maybe it says here. Alright, in the Abyss, heroes' attributes will turn into level 100 and 7-star status. One little cookie will be recovered every 1 hour. Ah. So yeah, if we would have played it those other days, we were wasting cookies by not playing. Alright, so defeat the boss in order to the next boss. Well, that sucks. It doesn't tell us how many missions there are. That's kind of a crucial fact that you should add in there. Can't believe they don't tell you. Oh well. It's funny, they don't like me using Alice. Well, fuck you. I'm using Alice, I don't care. It's funny, this guy died on us, but we already got an extra of him, so... Oh well, that's good. Kill the guys we have duplicates of. I don't know, man. It's gonna be so tempting to start doing some live streams with my gravity well research on the X-rated channel. Because normally my gravity well research is so boring that no one wants to hear any of it. So maybe I can just hook some perverts into watching it. Like, sorry ladies, if you want to see me topless, you're gonna have to watch my gravity well research. That'd be hilarious. Nah, that's one thing I kind of felt bad for girls when they're doing those camming sites. You ever notice, like, the only way they get tips is if they do really gross stuff? Or I shouldn't say gross. To some people it's not that gross, but it'd be kind of funny if you're doing like an X-rated channel and you're able to do stuff that's actually like somewhat entertaining and not just degrading or humiliating. It's like the only way you can make money is to humiliate yourself. Oh god. That's what I was thinking, like those camming sites, they really should expand more to like, yeah, like they are, like playing video games. Maybe some women could actually sing and show how off they're actually good singers. They'll have to be doing gross stuff. Because I'm pretty sure some guys would still tip if like a woman was just really good at singing and she was camming. Like, doesn't always have to be like totally nasty shit. Alright. Let's try Alice, see what she can do. So I'll check the list of games that you can play. Like the X-rated streaming sites, they do have like a list of video games you're allowed to stream and play at the same time. So I don't know what that list is, I'll have to check it out. They sent me the list, but I didn't bother opening it yet because I figure I still got like another 20 pounds to lose before I'm really going to be comfortable with taking my shirt off. But you never know. Some ladies might be into the dad bods, they call it. Now I'll check my weight tomorrow. I'm pretty sure I'll still be under 200, although this whole day is sleeping. Probably didn't burn too many calories. Yeah, I was thinking too, like a lot of cases I was like, oh, I should never get into that type of camming because it's so gross and it's immoral to some people's degrees. But then I figured like a lot of women have got the right idea that you do it while you're younger and make those kind of mistakes while you're in your 20s, 30s, maybe 40s. Because once you reach your like 60s, I don't think your channel is going to be getting too many views. Maybe, you never know, but that could be, because I have to notice that too. A lot of times I'm watching cameras, I kind of feel grossed out if someone's not at least 30, because it's like way too young for me. Alright, let's do a skip. This one's so slow. Ah, fuck, we lost. Son of a whore. Hey, at least we got a pet collar out of it. Alright, let's see. I think we can still beat this one. It's really when we get into the bosses. I think the bosses are the ones wiping our ass. Or kicking it. Yeah, today was the day I wanted to do a video in my backyard showing the pool, showing my gym, showing how I spend most of my day when I'm stuck under lockdown. But yeah, I got so drained, couldn't film, couldn't even like stay awake. And yeah, it turned out our neighbors had like a whole bunch of family over from both sides of our yard, so despite them not really being able to see into the pool and me recording, it would have been awkward to have a whole bunch of people yelling and screaming while I'm trying to record. So yeah, today wouldn't have worked out either way. Maybe I'll try it tomorrow. If tomorrow's super hot after work, maybe I'll try doing that video. Yeah, we definitely need that. And we need that. We don't need that. Alright. So we weakened the Abyss and we strengthened our defense. Oh, we got Wind of Fury. I love this chick. She's one of my favorite healers. I don't think I can swap her out with anyone meaningfully. Let's check. Yeah, they do. They like her better than her. Yeah. Alright, let's try it. I know we gotta wrap up soon. I'm close to, oh yeah, we're at the 2-hour mark and it's like midnight. Alright, so we really gotta wrap this up. Let's do this as the last battle and we'll give a shout out to everyone in the chat today. Sorry if the chat got a little bit gross. I know a lot of people weren't big fans of hearing that I'm starting to do other material and sites, but I figured I'd mention it for any of the hot babes that are watching. 18 plus only. Alright, Augusto, thanks again for tuning in. Saguma, thanks again, Kim Jong Midway. Really appreciate you tuning in. Big shout out to all the viewers in the Philippines. Yeah, I can't believe Kim Jong gave me a tip the one day for a super chat and it was the Philippines currency. So yeah, I can't believe it. People from the Philippines are sending money to me. That's fucking amazing. Like, I never thought in a million years would I ever have money coming in from other countries. Fucking amazing. No, it just goes to show you, man. The internet is as much of a shit show as it is. There is some good people and good things happening on the internet. You can't just call it a shit show completely. Ooh, 2 chests. I like a double chest. Alright, so they want me to buy stuff. I don't really think I need any of this stuff. So we'll pass on buying it for now. Yeah, we do need the weakener. Fuck, I'm not doing the dodge and all that shit. That's garbage. Alright, let's go to the boss. Oh, we got one more. Alright, so now we got Wind of Fury back in our team. Gotta love that chick. The day I consumed Wind of Fury, I've missed her ever since. It's not just because she's got nice cleavage. No, she's really good at healing too. Alright, so yeah, let's finish the shoutout. Sugumo, Augusto, and Alt Singer 11. And I think there was someone else I forgot to mention. Was there? Or maybe they're gone from the list of chat. Or I just imagined someone who never existed. Alright, so thanks a lot, everyone. Now, if all the ladies are getting their hopes up for the OnlyFans content, I've only got non-R-rated material or X-rated material on there so far. Just a couple like screenshots of like my radio work, so it's just a regular OnlyFans right now. So you don't have to worry, it's not that gross yet. I'll warn anyone if it does get gross soon. Stay clear. Anyways, let's go to the boss fight. See if we can do it. I don't know, we got our asses wiped by the boss pretty good last time. So I'm wondering what's going to happen. Will we die again? Only time will tell. Alright, let's try it. Holy shit, we're against a whole bunch of 140 red stars. Or red heroes. Let's try it. Tengu, he looks easy to kill. Oh, 2 monkey kicks. Maybe we do have a chance. Now I'll try to get better giveaways. Oh yeah, that was one of the giveaways I forgot to mention. I got a whole bunch of copies of my Anubis amulet. It's been helping me with, I don't know, detecting demons. It's kind of a weird thing to say, but Yeah, if you're ever worried about like demons getting into your life, I don't know why the Anubis amulet seems to help me with that, but so yeah, so I'll be giving copies of it away. And I think what we'll do is if we get 10 likes in an episode, we'll start as that as the goal. If we get 10 likes, then I'll activate the Anubis amulet giveaway. And if you want to take part, you have to be in the chat so when we get 10 likes, and then I'll put everyone's name on that wheel that wants to be in the draw, and we'll do a spin of the wheel so that, well, maybe, yeah, we'll put it for, yeah, everyone that wants to be in the draw, because that's everyone included. YouTube's got a weird rule where everyone has to be included, so you can't exclude people, which makes sense. I like that. So anyone who wants to be in on the draw, and we get 10 likes, everyone will be eligible, as long as they say that they're willing to give me their mailing address so I can mail out the Anubis amulet. And I'll be sending out copies, obviously not the original. This one's also a copy, but it's a really high-end 3D printed version, which cost me thousands to get the file made. So I basically went to the best lab in all of Toronto and got it 3D scanned, so that it'd be like super high resolution scan, so that when I made copies of the amulet, it's literally like its best copy as humanly possible right now. Alright, we beat it. Now, I'm not promising that the amulet will help anyone detect demons, but it does for me, so it'll be interesting to see what it does for other people. And if anyone's wondering how I detect demons with the amulet, it usually affects my dreams. So I'll dream that there's demons nearby, and yeah, it's been pretty accurate so far. Like the last time that it really flared up is when I did a whole radio show or a podcast about human sacrifice. So if that isn't proof to me, I don't know. Maybe it was just coincidence, but alright, so we'll wrap this up. Let's go to the fire screen. Right, if you happen to get any of the Abyss rewards, again, in your Vaporizer, and they taste like shit, give the show a dislike. But if it doesn't happen, you can give the show a like. Really appreciate it. And just make sure you never buy the products from my sponsor,
because it will ruin your life. Bye for now, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. Hope everyone had a good weekend.
And good luck with the week's events. I know I sent a message into the CU podcast and hoped they would air it, but it never got aired. So I don't know, maybe they're just a week behind and they might air the message next week. That'd be pretty cool. Yeah, so if anyone wants to give a shout out to the CEO podcast, it's a really good video game stream show, so check it out. Pat and Ian, the NES punk. Can't miss it. Alright, so bye for now, everyone. See you later. And yeah, good luck in Clone Evolution. Hope you have a good week. Bye for now. Later. Yeah, thanks everyone for the viewers' help getting me the good draws. We had some new heroes we've never had before today, so that was really cool. Thanks and good luck.